working on a musical.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite part is it's just I mean I've said this before, it gets redundant, but watching students grow in areas where they didn't think they could excel, and so watching dancers become
Contrary to popular belief, PHS's musicals have only actually been a recent addition to the arts department. 6 years ago, the first play, Fiddler on the Roof, was debuted with a completely filled crowd. With Mr. Piazza, Miss Moorhead, Miss Taylor, and Miss DeVoe, the opening night was packed with parents and students alike, excited to watch the first PHS musical. Now 6 years strong, the Performing Arts Department of P1 has put on various shows, such as Grease, Once on this Island, Les Miserables, and for this year, Bye Bye Birdie. Each year, families, neighbors, and friends come to see one of the largest performances ever, with the cast growing larger and larger as the years progress.
The music and the dancing. So the music meaning the instrumentals, the singing, and the dancing.
I love the community, I love singing, I love being in it, and I also love Max Becker.
I really like the casting, especially for Conrad. That was right. Because, you know, Max Becker. I also really liked all the costumes and the dancing, because it was just really cute and lively and fun.
Just being able to participate in them no matter what grade you are, or even if you go to MHS or PHS, because when else are you going to get a chance to be in a musical?
Max Becker's characters.
Most likely being part of it is kind of fun, just listening and performing with the cast.
I'd say the props and Max Becker's characters.
PHS musicals don't really come with a cheap price tag with every production. Renting props, acquiring rights, and borrowing the set can come to a hefty bill of $20,000 per year. After the standard 4 performances of the season, the administration generally barely breaks even, hopefully enough to jumpstart some extra rentals for next year's project. And not to mention the time commitment.
together, meeting with the directors to decide what we'll have them do for the audition and the callbacks, copying the music, copying the scenes, start staging ideas, start choreography, set planning, so that, I don't know, maybe we spend maybe 20 hours or something like that over the course of the summer. A lot of time thinking, of course, that you don't really document anything from it. And then the auditions are in September, and that process takes about 12 to 15 hours, and including the casting, which usually is like a 2-3 hour meeting after the callbacks are over. Then we start rehearsing, and so what do? We rehearse. If you're a lead, you rehearse 3 or 4 times a week, maybe for anywhere from an hour to 3 hours each. So I rehearse maybe 10 hours a week in general, and we started early October, so October, November, December, January, February. Let's say 4.5 months. So we have to do math. 4.5 months, 10 hours a week.
most important or favorite part of the musical for you?
Well, I love musical theater. I've always loved musical theater. Be in a show, especially the last couple of years where I was in shows that are some of my favorite shows ever with, of course, Lion and Les Mis. Just probably most of my best friends from high school were also in the musical, and I met a lot of my friends, I think, in high school through the musical. So that was really cool, just way to like bring people together. So socially it was cool, meeting people, hanging out with friends, and also just really what comes down to is just being in the shows.
So you would put the musical as a completely different, very unique and special performance in the arts department for Piedmont?
I think it is unique. It brings together the music department, it brings together the acting department, dance department, and the orchestra, and all four of them are working together on one production, which is something, and it's, as well as it being, it's open to the entire school, and I think it's the only production at the high school where really anyone can just walk in and say, I want to be in a musical. You know, doesn't matter how much experience you have, doesn't matter if you're taking arts classes at the high school, you can still be a part of the musical.
How do you think the musicals have evolved throughout your years in them?
I think it's just established itself as just sort of a fixture at Piedmont High School. I think now there's the expectation that there's going to be a musical every year, and it's something that's on the schedule, where before, I remember the year before I came here, Fiddler on the Roof, it was the first musical Piedmont had done in a really long time, and now they've been doing one every year, so I think it's just sort of built up, and it's something that people look forward to every year, and look forward to auditioning for, seeing, being a part of. So basically just, I guess the short answer is just meeting, being with friends, and being in shows, sharing the love for musical theater.
Climbing to the light for the wretched of the earth, there is a flame that never dies. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. We will live again in freedom in